Hey, MLF Pro Brent Chapman here. I want to take a minute to show you guys one of the hottest techniques that's been going on this year.
Holy cow.
And it's one that I've grown very fond of.
And look at that.
I got a little FG knot on there with the fluorocarbon leader right here.
How about that? 5-7.
That's such a key. You got the little FG knot.
Yes, look at that. 410. What a beauty. This is freaking awesome. If this doesn't get your blood flowing, I don't know what does.
It's by far the best knot out there for taking braided line and splicing it with fluorocarbon line. You know, fishing is always evolving, it's always changing. Even myself, I'm learning as we go. Today I want to share with you one of the coolest knots that's ever come about. I brought along here my son Mason here. Mason, he is way more efficient at tying this knot. I'd consider him an expert at it. I just want to talk to you the steps and let Mason show you how to tie this knot. This is by far the best knot I've found for splicing braid to fluorocarbon or braid to mono or copolymer line. Let's go through the steps here and let Mason show us how to do it. For demonstration uses, we've got 30-pound KASTKING Cast Pro braid. We're going to splice it to 20-pound gamma fluorocarbon line. Mason, let's get this thing going. So Mason's going to show us how to tie the FG knot here.
The first thing that you need to do is you need to have your fluorocarbon or monofilament spool placed under your right foot. You want to take it and get the fluorocarbon monofilament line so it's going just about a foot, maybe a foot and a half above your knee, and then lay it across your legs, just like that. Next thing that you want to do is you want to take your braid going away from the rod or spool and take it and get about 2 feet of it and get it into a nice big loop.
So you've taken your braid and made a loop.
They're doubled over. And then you'll take your left hand and put your pinky and your ring finger together and use your thumb to go and hold the loop against it. You'll then go and wrap the loop around your pinky and your ring finger until you get a nice small loop.
And this is the easiest way I've seen how to tie this. You're just wrapping the braid around your fingers and making a loop.
What you'll do next is you'll take that and spread it apart. Then you'll take your pointer finger and your middle finger and spread it apart so it's like a triangle almost. And you're going to use your middle finger to grab the fluorocarbon in and out of it. So that's how you usually take your fluorocarbon in your opposite hand. You need to get through the triangle and use your middle finger to grab it and hold it just like that against your ring finger. Then take your opposite hand and grab it. And you go away from you. You take it and you go towards you.
Away and towards.
That's one set.
And you're going to do this how many times?
You're going to do 12 sets to 13 sets, 24 times with this.
Okay, 24 times. Each time forward and back counting as one.
Fewer sets on heavier line and more sets on light line.
30-pound braid and 20-pound fluorocarbon, that's a good number. The lighter the braid and fluorocarbon, the more wraps you want to do, the heavier, the less you have to do.
So then you'll do one more and 2 more, so that's 2 sets. 3 more and 4 more, that's 3 sets right there. 1 more and 2 more, that's 4 sets. So it just progressively gets more and more. What you want to do is once you get up to 6 sets, you'll go and you take your leg. This is why you can only have so much of the fluorocarbon out, and you'll start pulling it away from your hand, steadily applying pressure, and continue doing your sets, just each one just pulling your leg further away from you and getting it tighter and tighter.
You have the spool underneath your foot and you're putting pressure on your fluorocarbon leader with your leg.
Over and under, just alternating away from you and back towards you.
As you can see, he's keeping pressure on this knot. And one of the biggest things about the FG knot is it's basically building a web around your fluorocarbon that just cinches down with more pressure.
That's the 11th set right there. And then right here, to finish it, You go right there, and that's essentially done. That'll hold your line in place. Now you just have to finish it to hold it in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fluorocarbon tag in or monofilament tag in and grab it in my mouth. I'm going to take my right hand and pinch where all the lines are coming away from so that it doesn't come undone. And you take your hand and you undo it. You take your foot and you release it.
Now it's essentially a knot. As long as that knot doesn't slip at this point, what he's going to do now is secure it.
And grab your braid tag end. Get your fluorocarbon or monofilament tag end going straight against your braid main line. And go and do a single 1/2 inch.
Just a simple overhand knot over both your braid and your fluorocarbon.
Stick your braid back through it and use your mouth to reach down and grab it. It's essentially an overhand knot used to basically lock everything in place.
Just adding security to the knot. This helps protect the end of the knot is by putting these overhand knots.
Above the end of the coils, and you're going to want to do one more.
So you're doing 2 over your
here.
braid and fluorocarbon.
To repeat the same action and pull it tight. So that right there in reality is essentially a finished knot. You can, if you want to, you can fish that knot, but you don't want to yet. You want to go and do a little bit more so it goes through your guides a lot smoother and it'll last a lot longer. But what you want to do right now is take your left hand, wrap the braid around it, and put it over your leg like that. And take your right hand and do the same thing with the fluorocarbon. Hold it against your legs and pull your legs apart to go and really lock down that braid and pull as hard as you can without breaking the braid or the fluorocarbon. That knot's really tightened down, really strong. Now it's gonna be the braid or the fluorocarbon to break first now. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna take and do the same thing that you just did. So you're going to do it over just the braid main line. So you'll take it, do a loop like that, stay back through, and then grab it with your teeth.
You need 1 or 2 on there to basically have the knot secure. But you're doing it just to make it a little more sleek coming through your guides and gives a little bit of protection to the knot itself by doing that.
You want to do at least 2, but personally I found that 3 seems to make it cast just a little bit better. So I always tie 3, but 2 works just fine as well. Two. And 3. Right here is, after this the knot is done, it's ready to be fished. All you have to do is trim it. So after the knot's done, and then what you want to do is just take it and pull on it one more time just to make sure that everything's.
If it's a good knot, it's going to hold. If it's a bad knot, it will slip. At this point, you can trim your fluorocarbon right down against the braid, and you can trim that braid right down against the braid. So it's a very, very clean, slick knot. So there you have it. There's the FG knot for you. I assure you, when you learn how to tie it and understand how to tie it, it's by far the best knot out there for taking braided line and splicing it with fluorocarbon line. Especially fishing spinning rods, this is the deal. I don't even own a spinning reel anymore that doesn't have braided line on it. A lot of applications for bait casters as well. The FG knot is, as you can see, it's very, very sleek. It's very thin and it goes through your guides really well. And I assure you, the knot's not gonna fail. I gotta say, you know, in many years of fishing, this knot is one of the best knots out there for sure. The best way to learn this knot is to watch this video, pause it when you need to, work yourself through the steps, you know, just take your time with it. Watch the video, watch it again, practice it, practice, practice, practice. Mason here, he's probably one of the best ones I've ever seen at tying it. Practice, 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 and you'll get it down. You'll be as good as Mason here is, and phenomenal knot. There it is, the FG knot. Last but not least, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and be sure to click that bell so you'll get those notifications for all these great fishing tips.
Hey KASTKING fans, let's go fishing.